Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm an oil painter and I love to paint everything that is magical, glowing, and super bright and colorful. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating a technique I use to get a really bright, colorful glow on a portrait. And I will be going through that process, and it's going to be a two-part video because this is a multi-layer process. And for photographing your own references at home like I did, I would recommend getting some kind of colorful light. I got these from Amazon for like relatively cheap. They're LVL R140 LED light. They're basically, I have two. They're little LED bricks that have all different colors and saturation and brightnesses. So right now I have it on green. Another option or technique is over a light that you already have. You can get these color films that, I'm putting this over my light right now. You could see it makes it red or blue. So yeah, just playing around with different things like that. You could see if I do this here and then have this green on my face, I'm already setting up for a bright, colorful portrait. And then the rest is letting the paint do the trick. But these are two ways I would start to just take your own original references. Also, I know there's on ArtStation, you can buy and download reference packs they're usually less than $20, and there are some photographers that have like a lot of professionally lit photos, specifically, different color lights and stuff. But yeah, so without further ado, come along with me, grab your sunglasses, and let's go paint some bright colors. Let's get started. So this first color that I'm applying is called Quinacridone Opera by Holbein. It's a really hot, transparent pink, and it's really my favorite for getting these really bright colors. And I just mixed it with a little bit of a more red pigment to get less of a pinky color and more of a reddish color. And I am just applying that in all the spots that I see that have this glow. And I am also using liquid so the paint dries faster, but when I poured it out, I have a really old bottle, and that is that like weird creepy blob that is spreading on my plate. What I'm doing here is I am just looking at the big shapes and just trying to get an overall local color idea in. So I'm not really focusing too much on the features or like, one eye or, rendering a whole nose. I'm just kind of getting the overall layout of everything. So the next time when this is dry, I can go back in and, make these colors even more intense and then define the features even more. This part I would say is more about just like laying in the groundwork, and you can see it is already starting to kind of have that glow. This color really does lend a lot of brightness, but what I just did there is I mixed it with a little bit of liquid to fade it out a little bit more, because in those areas I don't want as intense of a chroma. And now I mixed my darks and I'm going in with some shadows to, further define those shapes. I will say that I have a few different methods for starting paintings, but when I'm doing a painting that is really focused on like the color and the brightness, I like to start on a primed white canvas, because in this first layer I can use that white background to, it almost like glows through and it helps it even more. Like it really just like gives the paint even more of that shimmer effect. I know this art, one of my favorite artists, Maxfield Parrish, was famous for, you know, he would kind of like brush cobalt blue over a white canvas and like layer by layer keep doing this blue, and it would build up over time to this like really, really rich saturated blue that is known as Parrish blue now. And I kind of like, you know, stealing that technique from him, because I feel like if I did this pinky color over like a gray or a brown tinted canvas, it wouldn't have that same luminosity that you get like right off the bat in the first layer. And I like seeing results fast. I am impatient, and you know, even though this is like a multi-layer process, it is nice to kind of start seeing the fruits of your labor in the first step. So yeah, I don't know how many layers of blue he did, but I heard it was a lot, and like a lot of drying time. This hat is black, but for this sake I want to just go in with like a warm kind of like purpley color, because in subsequent layers that will also get glazed over darker, and it's nice to have these translucent colors show through, and it makes the black a lot more interesting than just a flat black. It gives it a lot more depth. Okay, so now I'm going in with this turquoise blue color. I am laying this in more opaquely. That means that I'm just using more paint, mixing a little bit of white in, so I'm not really tending to the transparency like I am with the pinky red color. I am letting that complement the really, really bright neon red, and I think in subsequent layers too I will also glaze a little bit more turquoise over so it does get brighter. But yeah, this color is more of the complement that, it sounds corny, but it makes the red really sing and gives it that retina burning effect. I know blue and orange are opposite on the color wheels, but blue and pink, neon red, they come pretty close. So yeah, and here I am too, just adding more lights and trying to get a softer blend. I will focus more on that again in the future, but for right now I am just trying to get, you know, softer edges, so nothing is really super harsh. I am still letting my drawing show through on that transparent pink layer that will also be more glazed over in the future. For the rest of the video, I'm just gonna let it play out as I finish blocking in the features. This is all with that Michael Harding Caribbean turquoise and titanium white. So I'm just using those two colors, maybe a little bit of black in some areas, but that's primarily the two colors. And I really am trying, like this eye here, not to spend too much time on each feature. That is something I like to do in a subsequent step. So I really am trying my hardest to paint it in and move on, because trust me, I could spend hours just painting one eye, but you know, for the sake of my process and the sake of this YouTube video, that would be extremely tedious and boring. So we're gonna save rendering the features for a future layer. And I know I keep talking about these layers, but again, I just want to reiterate the importance of it to build up that glow and those colors. And finally here, just closing the gaps. will say that I want to go back in right now and make the drawing absolutely perfect, but for time and process sake, we're just gonna leave it until the next round. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, especially about these layers that I keep yammering on about, please subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments down below. I really look forward to connecting with you and all my fellow glow and color lovers. Okay, bye. See you next time.